Hi, I'm John Williams, Director of Global Health, Safety, and Environment. As the base component of Apache's HSSE Operational Excellence Framework, work rules define the expectations all of us have to work safe and smart. For all of our 60-year history, Apache has been known as a company that strives to do the right thing. That translates into our deep commitment to protect all of our workers from harm and to operate with the utmost respect for the environment. As a way of promoting a better understanding of the work practices designed to confront our exposure to injuries and incidents, Apache has adopted a set of clear and simple work behaviors known as the Apache Work Rules. We will review these rules together and familiarize ourselves with what is expected of us individually. The framework for Apache's HSSE Operational Excellence is comprised of the work rules that define the expectations of our workforce, the cultural behaviors that drive Apache to build and maintain a culture of safety, and with Aim for Zero, the tools that empower our employees to make the right choices every time. Over the next few pages, we will outline work rules and their importance to Apache's HSSE efforts, and most importantly, how they apply to you and your work at Apache. The Apache work rules have been endorsed at the highest levels of the company and apply throughout the organization. Understanding and following these work rules is crucial to ensuring the safety and well-being of everyone working at Apache, and that our activities live up to our high expectations. The work rules address 11 key areas that are pivotal in the protection of workers and the environment. The work rules also reinforce the behaviors of people within the organization that are necessary to ensure the desired culture of safety exists and that the rules are upheld. The Apache work rules have been developed after a review of the significant events in our business. These work rules are a condition of employment and must be followed at all times. The rules apply to everybody: management, supervisors, employees, contractors, service suppliers, and visitors. If you consider a task cannot be carried out safely, do not commence and do not continue to perform the task. Rule number 1 describes how we think about the proper and safe way of working and how we approach work preparation and execution. Establishing the proper mindset and community atmosphere for an error-free workplace is fundamental to ensuring the success of all other processes and procedures that may follow. We must be committed to these principles or they will surely fail. Each and every one of us must understand what is expected and do our individual part to ensure we all succeed. Review rule number 1 to understand what you must do and what you can expect from others in the organization. Rule number 2 speaks to the most dangerous thing that most of us do on a daily basis, which is drive a vehicle on public roadways. In addition to the rules designed to promote safe driving, Apache also uses monitoring devices in all our vehicles to promote good driving behaviors and to summon help if an accident occurs. Rule number 3 addresses the precautions necessary to protect from the hazards of working at heights. Virtually all work has the potential to cause harm if performed improperly or carelessly. Rule number 4 sets out steps in the process of ensuring potential hazards in our work task are identified and controlled. Rule number 5 outlines measures to be taken when protecting against hazardous energies, such as electrical, mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic, chemical, thermal, and energy in any other form. Even tasks as simple as digging a hole or trench can present serious hazards, such as striking underground equipment while digging or from engulfment by a cave-in. Rule number 6 describes the measures required to be safe when performing ground disturbance work. Rule number 7 applies to a work activity that is widely recognized as having the potential for serious incidents. That is, load rigging and mechanical lifting. Review this rule to familiarize yourself with ways to mitigate the potential hazards. It is often necessary to handle chemical substances as part of our operations or maintenance activities. Many of these chemicals can cause injury if handled improperly or can cause undesirable impacts if released into the environment. Rule number 8 addresses the proper precautions in handling hazardous substances. Rule number 9 relates to an unavoidable fact of life, that there will sometimes be changes in the work activities we perform or the circumstances that surround those activities. Whenever a change occurs, it is necessary to recognize the change, then determine if the hazards have changed and alter the work process as necessary in response to the changes in the hazards. Rule number 9 speaks about managing those inevitable changes. Apache, like all companies, relies on our reputation as an environmentally responsible company to support our continuing ability to operate. This is referred to as our social license to operate. Rule number 10 describes the actions necessary to preserve our reputation and license to operate. Rule number 11 describes the actions required to ensure the physical and operational integrity of our equipment and facilities. Failures in these areas by other companies are often so severe that the companies experiencing them never recover from the adverse effects. Whenever work is observed that does not conform to any of the Apache work rules, it is vitally important to interact with the worker to ensure they understand the requirements and determine how or why the work was being performed incorrectly. The SORRY method presented here provides a method of having this interaction in a way that can be calm and allow an open conversation. In order for rules to be respected and adhered to consistently, they must be understood as being important and universally enforced, which means there must be consequences if they are not followed. To make sure the rules are enforced equally across the organization, company management has developed a specific enforcement process. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the steps in the SORRY method for interacting with a worker and review the consequences required for work rule violations. Apache work rules apply to everyone, whether you are an employee or contractor. The most important task we are faced with every day is to send our workforce home safe at the end of the day and protect the environment. The Apache work rules reinforce the Apache way of working and enables us to meet the challenges of continuous performance improvement in our workplace. Everyone is responsible for embracing the work rules and will be held accountable if they are violated. Be sure you thoroughly understand each work rule, and if there is any confusion, stop the work and discuss with your fellow worker and supervisor. Apache's vision is environmentally responsible operations and 0 work-related injuries. This vision is only possible with your total commitment and understanding of the Apache work rules. Apache's work rules are designed to formalize the expectations of the workforce so that we're all operating on the same page toward operational excellence. It's the Apache way.